16-year-old kid got with a 20-year-old.
Boy, you a victim.
I was 15 and she was 12.
Bro, this doesn't make it
Wait,
any better.
This is just so easy to lie about your age.
Oh,
Hold on. Oh,
God.
hold on.
No, we're done.
Welcome back to the Quadcast, where four college students talk about life, relationships, family, all for you. I'm your host, Julie.
I'm MJ.
I'm Carlo.
Naya Papaya.
Now, in today's episode, we're going to be taking a dive back into the past, a blast into the past, if you will. We're going to be talking about the overall effect that COVID-19 had in our lives, because obviously we are the generation that lived through it. We've experienced it. We've seen it through the end. And I think it's really important to just look back and reflect on how it made us who we are today. So let's get into it.
I have a good question to ask. Did you guys have any friendships or relationships that were good before COVID happened and then kind of changed throughout the course of COVID? Because I know COVID changed a lot of dynamics in a lot of relationships, like even in your own household.
Yo, can I start with this one?
Go ahead.
Before COVID.
Let it cook.
Before COVID, all right. I was in a different relationship. After COVID, me and Carlos started dating.
Oh, straight hot fire.
The COVID glow up is real, guys.
Straight hot fire. Oh.
No, but for real though, relationships wise, during COVID. Sorry, I can kind of hear myself. During COVID, before COVID, I would say that, I had quite a bit of friends, right? I was a pretty outgoing person. And then during COVID, for me, I tried to keep in contact with some of them, but that didn't work out all the time. But then I ended up reconnecting with a lot of old friends, like friends from middle school and stuff. And then after COVID, I stopped talking to them and a lot of friends that I made in high school. But that's just me. What about you guys?
No, yeah, I totally agree. Like the high school that I was at, so for me, COVID hit my freshman year of high school. It's 2019. And the school that I was at, I wasn't really on good terms with much people. So it kind of it made me take a step back, basically. And I was kind of put into this situation where I didn't really have anyone to reach out to, or at least I told myself that I didn't have much to reach out to, even though I did have people that loved me, like my parents. But essentially, I was one of those people that really took COVID and I just immersed myself into online and my life, my persona online. I made oh my god, okay. I made an anime edit Instagram page. And
Hey, yo.
it didn't do that bad. I got 14,000 followers. I was going somewhere, I even got commissioned.
Has, though. I mean,
But
just being honest.
yeah, but that really allowed me to make a lot of friends online, and I still have some friends that I talk to till this day that are hopefully watching the podcast. Shout out to Ermila, my day one. She lives in Canada. But I made a lot of friends throughout the way online. But in COVID, I didn't really have any good relationships in person, especially with my siblings. I was not on talking terms with either of them and people at my school. So I kind of just focused on my efforts to online. And I was on TikTok a lot. I feel like we all know it, 2020 TikTok. The cringe, guys. Come on now.
I'm gonna I was not one of those kids who was on TikTok like throughout that entire thing.
Me neither. Me neither.
And
Really? Really? So you're
Yo,
saying I'm
when
the only
COVID
one here?
when COVID happened, and I can vouch for me, I deleted all social media throughout that entire time, and I went completely like I fell off the plate the I fell off the face of the earth during that time. I wanted to like
You know what?
disappear.
Good for you. I mean, like, not the last part you just said. Like, oh, that doesn't
No, in
sound
the
too
sense of
good.
like I did it not in that sense. I mean, like I didn't want anyone to know what I was working on because that was kind of like my grinding phase where similar to you prior to COVID, I wasn't into good relations with too many people from my school, maybe just my close friends. And that's attributed to what we talked about in previous episodes where I was pretty promiscuous throughout the first couple years of high school before I met Naya, or before me and Naya started dating. And so that kind of tarnished kind of my reputation for a little bit. And so during COVID, I really like took that time. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna step away from everything. I'm going to rethink what I want to do. I was also struggling with tennis. I was like, you know what? I think I might quit tennis. Um, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my grades during sophomore year kind of like because it was our sophomore year. My grades during sophomore year kind of like dipped a little bit. And so like I took that time, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna step away from everything and just like rethink life in general. So like, no, I don't relate. I wasn't really on TikTok, but that's cool. What led you to create or kind of like delve yourself into more on the online scene?
I feel like there was a lot going on at home for me. I was dealing a lot with depression and anxiety. Like when I say, oh my God, I had such severe palpitations that like my body would pulse a lot and I feel like I was actually going to die. And I went to the hospital a lot because I was like, what's going on? And I feel like for people that don't know palpitations, you won't die from it. It's just a symptom of anxiety. And a lot of people are scared, so they go to the hospital and just waste hours for them to just say, you're good. And because I have a history of heart surgery, I've had open heart surgery. So I was kind of worried. I was like, is this that or is this that? And I've always had that kind of like, what's going on? But I
Wow.
kind of wanted to like, yeah, I kind of wanted to like avoid reality in a sense.
Mm,
I feel like it's kind of hard to admit now, but that's kind of like how it was.
no, yeah.
Um, at the time, my brother was in my life, and my sister was kind of like really rebellious. She would run away, and I didn't really have anyone to rely on. And at that age, you know, you're kind of like not really into like, you know, like leaning on your parents that much. You're kind of more like,
Mm,
I'm a big kid, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I was that person online just venting for no reason. And I feel like that's
Oh,
just because
I see.
like, yeah, and I know people when people do that, it's usually annoying, but like it's kind of like a call for help. I'd like to say I see that now, like that way. But I don't know, I just wanted to like a safe space where I wouldn't have to worry about like all these relationships that have broken and fallen in my life. And I kind of just wanted to dive into this world where I'm seeing however I want to portray myself and not for
Exactly.
how people have built me up to be kind of.
No, yeah. I think that was a big thing for me too. I relate to that a lot because I think when you're especially in high school, something that I think a lot of kids do is they shift their personality according to what people tell
Yeah,
them that they are,
exactly.
right? So like if people are telling you that, I remember like people were telling, oh, you're a player, you're
Exactly.
you're breaking all these girls' hearts. I was like, fine then. All right, bet I will be. So I went around and like broke hella hearts.
Yeah.
And like so I mean like I relate to that a lot where when COVID happened and everything is shut down, it was kind of like, all right, how do I want to see myself? Let's start working on that and like build that because everything in life kind of sucks right now. And at the very least, if I have myself, then I'll be okay, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good mindset. I mean, like in the long term of things, but yeah.
I know for MJ, like during that time, like sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I
No,
know like there was a lot of like tournaments like kind of like shut down, right? So like how did that affect you in like tennis?
For us, or I guess me and Julie, our COVID hit during freshman year, and that was like towards the end, like towards the second half for us, freshman year. So I already made a lot of friends at the new school and stuff. I was finding my place, and then when COVID hit, I was like, oh, okay, 2 weeks off, whatever. And then the tournaments didn't get shut down for a while, and then obviously they did, but the tennis courts and stuff like that, some of them were open, so I would still go out and practice. If I was practicing, I would be playing pickleball in my grandma's driveway, or I would be like running or exercising because I wanted to stay in shape. I didn't want to like sit around and like watch movies and stuff because I still
oh,
felt like I was like on the top of my game at that time. But then just all that time away from the court really like messed me up because me and my doubles partner at the time, we were number one for like the whole country in doubles. And then since COVID hit, his parents tried to find other jobs. And they both got jobs in Arizona or something like that. So we couldn't play doubles anymore, which really sucked because I felt like I grew off of him. So I got a lot of my stuff from him. And since he moved, my stuff went down and a lot, and like my technique, and I went back to my old habits in tennis that were bad. I think that's about it for tennis.
what
There's
about
just a
your
lot of
personal life,
things. My personal life.
if you don't
Uh,
mind sharing?
it's okay. My personal life. I'm trying to remember like what happened at that time. I wasn't really seeing. I don't think I was seeing anyone at that time. So I was just focused on my friends, and then it was just like I would just hang out with my brother every day, which I didn't mind. But like you could tell, we would get on each other's nerves from pickleball or something like that. But I didn't have it as bad as you guys, I think, because me and my
Yeah, I
brother kind of
mean like
knew.
yeah, you and your brother kind of knew.
Oh yeah, we knew that like we were gonna be stuck with each other for a while, so might as well just hang out the whole time and try
Mm.
not to get each other pissed off. At least that was my
No,
mindset,
yeah.
and I think he had the same mindset because we would play either like Roblox together, Minecraft, or we would play like on the Switch. Or I don't think Switch was out at that time. I don't know. I was
No,
still
it
living with
was.
my grandparents
I
at
think
that
it
time.
was.
It's okay.
Because when we say COVID, do we mean like when we were shut down or when they reopened,
Yeah,
shut
shut
down, and
down. Mainly when
reopened?
it was shut down. I think once
Yeah.
things reopened, people like COVID, the effects of COVID were still kind of there, and everyone was kind of like, "Whoa, stay away from me." But like, I feel like the main part of COVID that affected people was when we were stuck inside and could not go out for like weeks on end. Yeah.
I just remember my parents were still searching for houses, so I would just like see what they're doing, and I would watch a lot of HGTV to get in mind what I wanted. Um, I think that's about it. I didn't really
How-
go online, stuff like that.
House hunters and just watching like what is it, Fixer Upper?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude, those
Those
shows are so sick.
they're addicting for no reason, bro.
The cooking
Right?
shows and the construction shows. Oh God.
I could never get into cooking shows, but like the construction ones are cool. Just to seeing the end result.
Right? They're
I'm
like,
like,
oh, we're gonna tear down this wall and then put this kind of flooring and then paint this wall and then change the electrical. I'm like, that's kind of sick. I remember for a little bit, I got into Minecraft too during that time, and but not for the reason that everybody else played, like to play with other people. I was in my own world, not talking to anybody, and I just built houses. Like, and I thought that I wanted to go into architecture for a little while because of like how obsessed I
Wow.
was with like building like houses and their construction and stuff like that. So I relate to that too,
The Minecraft influence is real, guys.
for real. PewDiePie had just started playing Minecraft during that time too.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Oh, I
Yep.
remember that. Oh my God. Yeah, I went on YouTube a lot. during
Mhm.
COVID, and I was binging like PewDiePie and Markiplier. I can't think of any others, but like those are my top two. I was just watching every day.
Did you
Did
guys have
any of
any
you
like
guys?
go?
Whoa! You want to go? You want me to go?
No, no. Cook, bro. Cook.
I was just gonna say, did anyone like catch COVID? Because I caught it twice.
Not during the main part of COVID. Me and I actually caught it last year.
Yeah, I caught
okay.
it like last year too, like when it was kind of like dying down, I guess.
Yeah, it's crazy because we thought it was like, oh, we're one of the few that never got it, and like,
Yeah,
and then we did.
yeah.
And then out of nowhere, just boom, my entire house just okay, we're all stuck in bed, like all of us, all five of us, just on bed. Yep.
The crazy thing is that for my family, it started because like my sister came into close contact and she didn't know, and then she came home and we were all chilling, and then I had symptoms, and my mom got symptoms, and my brother got symptoms, and we were all just like in COVID. Um, and we had my dad, he was like the sole survivor, so he like stayed a few nights at a hotel because like he's in a health like condition where like he can't get COVID or that would be detrimental. So we were like, leave the house. We'll stay here in quarantine.
That was another thing. It was super scary during that time, especially for anybody who had like older relatives, right? Because for them, it's like it's so much more severe than it would be for us, right? Like I remember thinking, I'm like, if I get COVID, I'm gonna be fine. I know for sure. But like thinking about like my older aunties and uncles, or for you guys, some maybe your grandparents, it's like that's a scary thought, dude. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When I got it, I was lucky enough to not be living with my grandparents, but someone got it, and then they were in close contact with my grandparents. So I was like, oh shoot, this might be it. I got really scared, but then they ended up not getting it, I think. So that helped. But I do remember during COVID, my grandma had to get surgery, my other grandma. And then they were all paranoid, or we all were paranoid that she was going to catch COVID because she was out, like going to the hospital and stuff. But I don't think she got it either. But yeah.
What about you, Naya?
Like catching COVID or just lockdown? Because
I mean, in general.
dog, 2020 is one of like the worst years for me. Um
Mm, yeah, let's hear this story, guys. She got a story to tell.
So right before 2020, my great grandmother had passed away, and she was like one of my best friends, like someone I could talk to. And like not everyone these days actually still can say that, they met their great grandparents, right? Um so that was already like something hard going into 2020. 2020, the beginning of the year was when my dad and my stepmom got a divorce. So my dad had to, we're living with my stepmom's. We were living at her house basically. Her parents lived on the bottom floor and we lived on the top part of the house. Um, and so me and my dad, we were in the process of moving to my grandparents' place, um, temporarily till my dad could uh, get enough sufficient funds to, get us our own place. And so we're in the process of moving. Come to find out that, you know, oh, guys, you gotta, it's spring break. Oh, you guys get an extra week off of school, and then you guys get to come back. I was like, cool. I get 2 weeks off of school. I can relax and I can, pack up all my stuff. Another week goes by. Oh, you guys still got to stay home. This is fine. I'm texting my friends. calling them, constantly talking to my ex-boyfriend at the time. And
Carla just did an eye roll.
yeah, he went the full. Um
That's gonna get clipped up. That face right there, that's gonna get clipped up.
um and like oh, and we were also doing renovations to my grandparents' house, um so that we could like officially move there, right? Right. So this is like during March, April, during the beginning of like lockdown, or like when, weeks on, they'll be like, oh, you guys are not coming to school. And then finally, like May came around and they said, quarantine. You guys are on lockdown. You cannot leave the house. Right. Um, so that was already hard in itself to like move. And then go through everything that, mentally. And then you're stuck inside for such a long for me, I was a very outgoing person, and like I was a very extroverted person at the time. So it affected me really hard the longer and longer I was at home. And like kind of like usually I would have like mini anxiety attacks like
Mhm.
just by myself. And I didn't want to tell my dad because I didn't want him to worry because he's like busy all the time. He's trying to pull in some extra money, but like he was working at a hotel a hotel restaurant because he's a chef there for like 15 years. But because, obviously quarantine, he cannot work, but they still, paid him um because it was COVID, right? Um and so I also resorted to going online, right? And at that time, my ex-boyfriend was really into gaming, and all I had was my laptop, and I would play Minecraft with him. And then we contacted a couple of our old like middle school friends, and we started playing with them. And around that time as well, I started streaming on Twitch, and I became a full-on
Ooh.
e-girl.
Oh,
I had like my laptop, a monitor, um, like a mouse, a keypad, a webcam, like the whole setup, right? I do my makeup, put on like cute little clothes, and just start streaming, start playing games with my friends, and like because that was also around the time when like the Dream SMP was up, and I used to watch so much Dream, and like all the like Tommy in it, Wilbur Soot, George Not Found, etc. And like you know we just all started. We made our own SMP, and we'd build on that, which is really great. Because then it was something I could run to while um we were stuck at home. Uh, Another thing for me was that it was also hard because I'm still going back and forth between my mom and dad. Like that's the only time I would get outside was when my dad was dropping me off to my mom's house or my mom was dropping me off to my dad's house. Like um yeah, and then yeah, it was really hard, I guess, because I didn't have anyone to like talk to aside from like my boyfriend at the time or like people online. But then, you click end call and you're just in your bed and you're just, what am I supposed to do?
I felt that. I felt that.
Right. Um, but that was kind of like the negatives for me during COVID. The positive though was I really honed in onto my musicianship and wrote a lot of songs, created a lot of music at the time. Um, which which now I wish I could like hone into that like that feeling to do it again, but I've just been at like a writer's block for a long time. And yeah, That was my COVID story. I don't know. It was really stressful. Like, definitely affected me a lot. But it affected everyone in their own ways. Yeah.
During that time, I also got into songwriting. It's part of the reasons
Ooh.
why part of one of the reasons why me and Naya got so close. Um, was we were both in songwriting, and no, yeah, that was definitely, I think, one thing that I miss is like when s- you're stuck inside like that, the mental clarity that you get is insane because everything is just quiet. There's no noise from the outside world. There's no like gossip here, drama here, school this, school that. And so like everything was just focused on what do you want to do with your time, which was such a freeing thing, you know. Um and I think a lot of kids our age really got to explore who they were and what they actually cared about, because the things that they didn't care about, that they only cared about because other people wanted them to, they stopped. All that noise was gone, so they really just got to dive into their own interests. So I think that was a cool part of it. um
I feel
did
like
any of you guys
that's
oh, go ahead.
sorry. I feel like that's like a double-edged sword though, because like a lot of people that I know having all that time and space and like time to actually think about what you're gonna do, it kind of freaked a lot of people out too.
Mm,
Um, and I feel like people can kind of go a bit crazy from that, just having all
mm,
that time to just think because I mean, at least for me, because I know like
mhm,
um we all have different mindsets and outlooks on life. I really like downward spiraled, and whenever I thought about like who I am and like what am I doing, and I kind of just like I would literally have a physical like reaction, and I would go like, oh, I don't want to think about that, and I would just go back online and just forget, like kind of like
mm.
flush out the thoughts because it was just like scary to me, I guess. But yeah, I mean, like it's a good thing to have all that time, but I feel like it depends on what like stage of development you're in, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I definitely know a couple friends who struggled during that time. um but I also know that there were, or yeah, I have a few friends that struggled during that time with that the exact same thing. um yeah, I don't know where I was taking that.
You're
But
good, you're good.
oh, I had a question. Did anyone's sleep schedule just like get completely thrown off?
My sleep schedule literally, it's like someone threw their phone into a blender, added some ketchup, and put a little bit of salt on top because it was so messed up. I swear there were times where I would stay up for over 48 hours for no reason. I was just pushing myself. I was just saying, I wonder how long I could stay awake. And it was so bad. Like there was no sleep. And I also kind of got a rush from like staying up and hearing the birds chirping and standing outside and feeling the early morning breeze. And I'm like,
Mm,
I would never feel this on a regular day because I don't wake up this early. So I might as well
yep.
just stay up until it shows up, And that's such
Yeah.
a bad mindset. No, don't try this at home, please.
No, dead ass though. Like I remember I had a similar thing, except I wasn't able to stay up 48 hours straight. But I would like I would this was my sleep schedule. I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I would
What?
stay awake. Yeah, stay awake all the way up until 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, right
In the
around lunchtime.
morning?
Yeah, yeah, and then I would go to sleep and then wake up at 5 and then keep doing it. Because my brain, I don't know what it is about my brain. I don't know. I'm dead ass a night owl, where like I just work 10 times better at night than I do during the day. During the day, my body's at peak, where like I can do physical activity during the day, but this thing takes like 10 hours to wake up. So like he doesn't want to work until the sun goes down for some reason. So yeah, that's why we record our podcast at night.
That's funny because it's currently like 11:43 p.m. my time.
Yep.
But no, that's true though. I feel like it has a lot to do with like you have a lot less distractions at night because mostly everyone's asleep, I guess, and like you have more time to like, oh my God, okay, like let's sit down and zero in. So yeah, kind of
Mhm.
makes sense.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I was gonna ask you guys, did you guys ever have any like I know Niall was in a relationship. But for the three of us, did you guys have any like COVID relationships, like any relationships? Dude. Bro, all the two of us are just like, oh.
So so like Carlo, right? You know how like you were like promiscuous?
Mhm.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was feeling a bit experimental.
Mm, mm.
I was like, let's see. Like let's dive into the
What does a
e-dating.
dick look like? What do boobs look like? Through a screen. Hey, yo, do
No,
you wanna hop? Do you wanna hop on Discord? Are you online right now?
e-sex?
E-sex? Oh god, bro.
No. No, yeah, I had a lot of online relationships.
Mm.
Yeah. And it was the thing. Oh, okay. Don't cancel me. The thing for me, don't cancel me, please, 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 please. The thing for me is that it's so easy to lie about your age. I'm not okay. Hold on. Hold
Oh
on. Hold on.
my god.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
I'm
Hold on.
leaving, bro. I'm
No.
out. I'm out. Julie, we're done, by the way. We're done, by the
No.
way.
I hold on. Hold on.
No, we're done.
I never lied about my age. I never lied. I am truthful. At the time I was what? 14, 15. I was like, hey,
Mhm.
I put on my profile. 14 or 15 or whatever age I was.
Oh, but
And
other people would lie
other
about their
people,
age to talk to you.
other people. Yes,
Oh
yes,
my
yes.
god.
I swear. There was this 12-year-old that slid up in my DMs. I didn't find out they were 12 until later. And then I was like, okay, you seem cool. Like they looked older too. And I was like, whatever. And then we had each other at Discord and we called and they sounded, like, okay, this sounds like maybe they just have like a deeper voice, whatever. But I found out from a mutual that like they were actually 12 and I was like,
Word.
block. We never started anything official, but I was like, block. I just saved myself a case. I literally heard
You
the
were like
police.
14 though, so I mean that's fine.
I know, but like, damn.
That's crazy.
That, yeah, never e-dating again. I don't trust that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully not. You got MJ now.
Oh, yeah. I have the love of my life.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
had
an after
a-
that. It's okay. Sorry.
Did you have
Nah,
any?
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Well, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
I had a so there there were points in time where me and my boyfriend at the time would like not be together because they were fucking toxic. Sorry, my bad. But we were toxic.
Whoa, the shade.
Oh
The
shoot.
shade. The shade.
But sometimes
Hey, there's a
There- or
reason
there-
why we engage now.
there's one
Just
time
saying.
there was one time that sorry, I can still hear myself. Okay. There was one time that I went on one of those like, under 18 like Tinders, right?
Oh God.
Uh-huh. I went on one of those under 18 Tinders just to like either make friends, mostly to make friends, right? Because I just didn't it was a I wanted to talk to people, you know?
Was it really to make friends?
Make friends is
I
good.
highly doubt. I highly doubt that it was just to make friends, Naya. I
You
You
highly
can be
doubt that.
honest here. You can be
This is a
honest.
safe space.
This is a safe space. You can just tell us. It's completely fine. We know that you
All right,
weren't just
guys.
trying to
All
make
right,
friends.
guys. You know what? You know what?
Oh shoot. Okay. Sorry.
Too
All right,
serious.
I didn't know it was
back
like
up,
that.
back up, back up.
Didn't know it was like
back
that.
up.
Damn. Oh,
Back
chill,
up.
chill.
Oh,
I went on one of those apps and I talked to a couple of people, and a couple of people thought that I was cute, right? But they also said a lot of weird things. And so I
Mm.
stopped talking to them and I went back to talking to my friends. And that's where it
Beat
ended.
you like? Question mark.
You send?
Sock pics.
That's my
Fuck!
that's my COVID e-dating story. You can continue. My bad.
I think MJ. Do you have a story about any relationship?
I got into one, yeah, but it wasn't through.
Ooh.
It was like in person because it was kind of like,
Because it was with your brother.
Oh, I knew it.
what the heck? No, but for real though, oh yeah, I'm not gonna name drop, but she also was younger than me, like a couple years younger than me. And
Hey, MJ, we just talked about this.
Okay,
Hey,
guys,
chill.
You hear that? You hear that? That's the sound of the police.
Oh,
FBI, open
MJ.
up, bro. FBI, open up.
what are you doing? What are you doing, MJ?
what?
What are you doing?
MJ.
I promise we didn't do anything. I never wanted to because the age gap is replaying in my mind the whole time.
Okay, just be honest. How big was the age gap?
3 years.
She
MJ,
was
you were
11.
No,
She was
wait,
11.
Weirdo.
wait,
She was
no.
11 and you were
Hold on.
14. Yo.
Wait.
MJ, chill.
I
She
think I
was in 5th grade.
No, I was 15 and she was 12.
Bro,
This
this
is
is
Wait,
making
I'm
any
trying to-
better.
This is the same
I'm
thing.
trying to.
Same thing.
I need to search up her age again. Because when I was a junior, she was a freshman. That's all I remember.
Okay, so 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. Two
Yeah.
Why'd you
years.
say
Okay.
3?
Yo.
Scared
Yo.
me.
Oh yeah. It was 2 years, but after I would turn, she wouldn't turn the same time. Like my birthday was earlier than hers. Like during the year, like I was born March. I forgot when her birthday was. It was after mine.
It was like during a leap year or some shit. Fucking daylight
Ah,
savings
something.
or some shit.
I
You know,
don't
I
know,
mean,
bro.
I don't know.
Daylight
I don't know. It's all chill.
Yeah, but a lot of people were like, "Hey, if you're happy," and I was like, "I think I'm happy."
Nah, you know
If
it's
you're
over when they
happy
say
talking to a
that.
12-year-old, then I mean, we're just gonna
Well,
let
'cause,
you
like,
do it. Kind of
I really,
friends.
I really hope she's not watching this, but like, she was pretty abusive.
Oh,
She was pretty abusive.
Bro,
So
and
I
like,
was like,
like in
no, you can continue. Like,
no, like in what way? Like this one.
yeah, what way?
"Oh, like she would hit me," type of stuff.
I relate to that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why. Wait, should I even explain? Okay, the reason why we got
Sorry.
another clip.
Sorry, guys, my mom looked in.
You're chill.
Wait, can you say hi to her first?
¿Quieres decir hola al podcast?
Hola, Miss Liz.
Te está
Oh, she can't
diciendo
hear me.
hola. Hi. Hola.
Hello.
Aw, she's so sweet.
I miss your mom. Anyway,
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
her mom and I know what I mean
Why
by
did
that.
you
Whoa.
request? No. Why'd you request to follow her on Instagram?
Pass. So what happened between me and
So
the
first
other
it's a
girl-
12-year-old, now it's Julia's mom.
Oh. Nah, I see the pattern here.
MJ, what's going on? What's going on?
No hablo inglés.
MJ,
Mi
MJ,
amigos.
MJ. What the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing, bro?
MJ, you're the worst out of all of us.
Come on,
What are you
man.
doing?
I don't know. My boy Carlo over here. We both know
What?
viewers.
What did I do? What did I do? Tell me what I did that was just as bad as talking to a 12-year-old.
Oh,
Or
She
someone's
was
mom.
13 when I was talking to her. And at the time, I only was like, I'm not going to pursue her. Because, no, that's too much information. I might name drop again. Never mind. But we just got close. People were telling me not to. And I was like, oh, I'm not thinking about that. Don't worry. And then one of my best friends came up to me one time, like just randomly. And he was like, hey, everybody's like, thinks you two are together. He's like, are you guys together? And I was like, no, we're not. Why? He's like, it just looks like it. And I was like, oh, well, I don't think we're together. And then that same night, when we would like call at night, which is, I guess, would like looking back on it, that does kind of make us look like we were in a relationship. But she would always we would call at night. I would either call her or her sister at night. I don't know why. We just did that. And then she's like kind of confessed that night. And I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. Might as well. It's kind of like a sure, why not?
Lord. Oh my Lord.
And that was a mistake on my
Okay.
part.
Hey, it's all G, bro. You know why?
Porque
Let me get close to the camera for this one. I had a problem with dating older girls. I'm saying I
Tis.
said it. I said it. I said it. I said
He
it.
does have a
I said
problem
it.
though.
I
is it
said
because
it.
you
I
have a
said it.
mom making?
What?
Why?
What the heck?
Who said that?
So when I was 16, I dated a senior. I think I was a sophomore and I dated a senior. And then we broke up. And then a few months later, I got with a 20-year-old.
Dog, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this right now. This 16-year-old kid, got with a 20-year-old.
boy, you a victim.
You got groomed, homie. You got groomed.
I don't care if you say you pulled. Nah. You a victim.
You got groomed to the max, bro.
That's insane.
Yeah, but hey, I can't justify it, honestly.
Nah, you really can't.
Hey, I was 16, and when you have the opportunity to date girls who are older than you,
Well,
Valid.
when you
Valid.
put it like that, I mean, like,
that's
Yeah,
true.
but it was an online relationship.
It was an
Oh.
online relationship, yes. So it wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. Because nothing ever happened in person. So,
Send
Yeah.
me your feet pics. Send me your sock pics.
whoa.
Let me
Send it
get
to
in
me
between them
now.
toes.
haha.
Okay, then this just turned 180 degrees.
Anyway,
No, yeah. So what we've taken out of this is MJ or no, Julie has been lied to about other people's age. MJ likes younger girls.
No.
And I had a
No,
thing for older girls.
no.
Cool.
No.
Awesome.
I just wanted friends.
Just accept it, MJ. No, and Naya didn't want
You
friends.
did not just want friends.
I just wanted friends.
You did not just
You
want friends.
wanted
Friends.
extra.
I can see you blushing through the screen.
You want.
Friends.
You
I
wanted
want
extra
friends.
eggplants in your salad, if you know what I mean.
Excuse me.
You wanted extra
MJ.
eggplants in your roast beef sandwich.
MJ.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh
Excuse me.
my god.
This is such a MJ. Dog. You're a pedophile.
You're a dead ass a pedophile.
I
I'm a
am
victim. No,
not.
I'm not. If either of those girls are listening, I hope you're doing well in life, and I hope you guys are doing well. No shade. I hope you guys are doing well.
Carlo's a victim though.
I'm
He's
not
a victim. He's a victim, guys.
You guys groomed him.
There's no way.
Yo.
Look, there's no way a 20-year-old said, okay, let me date this 16-year-old.
Hey, Carlo has riz though, so you never know. You never know. Maybe she was like, "Damn, I'm willing to throw everything away for this boy." And then Carlo was like, "Oh shit, I'm dating a 20-year-old." So yeah, that's probably how it went down.
I don't know, man.
That relationship ended up pretty toxic, to be fair. So, I mean,
There you go.
There it is, guys. There it is. Why are you clapping?
'Cause I'm right. 'Cause I'm right.
This episode is sponsored by us. For You Apparel is our clothing brand designed for the people who do everything they do for that one special person. Could be your family, could be your significant other, anybody. Go to foryouapparel.patternbyetsy.com and use code QUAD10 for 10% off your order today. Again, that's foryouapparel.patternbyetsy.com and use promo code QUAD10 for 10% off your order. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Speaking of relationships, let's move on to love languages. Now, this topic, it really does stem from relationships. I feel like it's a big thing going into relationships, maybe in a relationship, or just to get to know yourself a little better. So, what do you guys think of each other's love languages? Let's do some predictions here.
let's guess what Julie's is.
Yeah,
Oh,
you go first.
okay.
We'll go.
All right. So, just for context, we all off camera took some love language tests and we have our results in. We haven't told each other, we haven't discussed, and we're going to go ahead and just guess. So, I guess they're going to guess me first. Let's see what they say.
Naya, you guess first.
Okay. Well, I know you guys talked about your relationship, like to us, on and off camera, but kind of just based off of what you guys told us, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Julie's is words of affirmation, possibly. It's a guess, just a guess.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you think, Carlo?
I'm gonna go on a whim here and say quality time.
All right. All right. What do you think, MJ?
Knowing you, it's like kind of all of them. But if I had to pick one, it'd either be it between two. It's either
Okay.
physical touch or quality time.
Wait. Let's wait until the end. We'll all reveal.
Yeah. All right. All right. Those
Yeah.
are your guesses. Okay. Moving on. Let's guess on. Let's do Naya. Let's guess on Naya.
All right. Julie, MJ, you want to go? Because Carlo knows me really well.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I feel like okay. All right. Like you said, I haven't met you guys in person, so I don't know like the whole ins and outs. But like we've talked a lot throughout the podcast, gotten to know you guys. Oh, this is hard. Okay, I'm gonna say acts of service.
Acts of service. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. MJ, what
That's
do you
my
think? What do you
guess.
think?
I'm gonna say words of affirmation. But I haven't met you in person,
Yeah.
like
And
my context.
what do you think? What do you think?
All right. Ready for this? Her top two, without looking, 100% have to be words of affirmation and quality time. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Should we
All right,
move
let's go,
along?
MJ.
Yeah.
MJ.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
for MJ, for some reason, I'm getting like physical touch as probably your number one, but I think it also could be like quality time because you're always so busy with tennis, so you want quality time with like Julie as much as possible. That's my thoughts.
All right, knowing my boy and also using context clues. Julie has said that MJ is prone to overthinking at times. So I think that his is words of affirmation.
Dude, I'm gonna hate myself if I get this wrong.
Don't be too hard on
Um,
yourself.
I know for sure you like giving gifts. I just don't know if you like receiving gifts. I do know you like words of affirmation. And you also like physical touch and quality time. Oh, this is hard. Okay. Shut up, MJ. Oh my god. Get your wipe that. Okay. Um, I'm gonna have to go with I'm a split in between two because that's what you did for me. Okay. I'm gonna say it's either words of affirmation or physical touch.
All right.
What is that face for?
Nothing.
Julie just had to cook, all right? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
MJ, we're always letting you cook, right? Julie just had to cook for a little bit there.
Yeah. We always had to let it marinate for you, bro. Just
Yeah.
let Julie
No,
cook
that's
for
not why I was laughing, but
us.
I appreciate it.
All right. What do you guys think Carlos number one?
Am I going first, or I think Julie, you should go first. So you know him the least.
Okay,
Right.
sure. Alrighty. Um.
Alrighty.
Oh my god, I'm gonna smack you. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say acts of service. Oh, I said that for both of you, huh? God damn it. Whatever. My final guess.
Knowing Carlo, my boy, he lived in a pretty good household. He also matured really fast. So, knowing these things, he also had very good parents. I must say quality time because you were pretty busy too.
All right. And just like he went, top two without looking, I'm gonna say acts of service and words of affirmation. Top two.
All right, so now we're gonna start from Julie, and then we'll go around the horn. We'll go
Oh,
Julie,
shit.
and then Naya, and then MJ, and then me, and we'll say our top two, and we'll just kind of go off of our reactions.
Okay.
All right, Julie, what are your top two?
All right. My number one is at 40%.
Ooh,
So
Oh, dude, if I don't get this. Oh, no.
my number one is quality time.
I said that. I said that. I said that.
What did I
Uh,
say? Did I say quality time?
You said quality time.
Okay.
And my number two is physical touch at 20%.
I said that too. I said both of those actually.
You did.
Good
Bro.
job, MJ. Good
Congrats,
Thank you.
MJ.
Thank you.
job. Good
Thank
job,
you.
MJ.
Pass the test.
You made up the brownie points that you lost for talking to a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Brownie points. What are brownie points?
All right, Naya.
So mine are there's no like all of mine are fairly equal, not gonna lie. Because my top one, oh, I think Bebs, you should mute yourself. My number one is at 26%.
Mm.
And my number one is quality time. And then my second one coming at 23%, so not that far behind, is words of affirmation. But it is tied with my third one. Should I go ahead and just say it?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it?
Since it's tied, yeah.
Yeah, since it's tied at 23%, words of affirmation is tied with acts of service.
Really? Actually, I can see that. Actually, I can see that now that I think about it. Yeah, because I just made you a mac and cheese and you were very thankful.
All right, MJ.
Mine, I took the test twice just to be sure, and my top two didn't change. So my number one at 30% is physical touch, and my number two at 27% is quality time.
Hey,
Damn.
I got both of those. Oh wait, no. I think so. I don't know.
I didn't guess my boys one right. Damn. Sorry, bro.
It's all good. It's all good. I probably didn't get yours.
I mean, I got one of them right. I would take it.
I thought you would
Um,
get the physical touch one, not the quality time one.
I said
Yeah,
physical touch.
I totally got
Oh.
those like physical touch vibes off of, or like just like MJ, because I was saying like because you're doing tennis all the time, right? I feel like that's something you would want because you're always so busy.
Exactly.
I know that's how I was when I was playing tennis like 6 days a week. I like missed that physical touch. So, all right, my turn. Ready? Okay, so my number one at 33% is words of affirmation. Yeah.
Mm.
I think a majority of people wouldn't guess that about me. And
I
number
don't think I
two,
got that.
yeah, you did not. You guessed quality time.
Mean shit, up. Oh, whatever.
And then number two, Julie actually knows me pretty well. It's acts of service.
Oh.
Hey yo, I said those ones
Ooh.
too without even looking.
Julie, did I guess yours right?
You did, I think, yeah.
Dude, we know each other pretty well already.
Oh my
That's sick.
god.
I've let you, Lou. My bad.
It's okay, MJ. I let you down too. I'm sorry.
Each other out, so we're chilling.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're good. We're good. We're
We're
good.
chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling.
So based off of that, like, like what do you guys think about your results?
I think my top two are pretty accurate, but three, I don't
Should
think
we
they're
talk about
accurate.
how we feel about the last one?
Yeah, the lowest one.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Alright.
think each other's lowest one is?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah. Same order. Same order. Julie, you go first.
What do you guys think it is for me?
I'm gonna say it's. Julie seems like a pretty independent girl, so I'm gonna say. Wait, you just said acts of service wasn't one of your top two, right?
No.
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess it's acts of service.
I'm gonna guess that it is probably receiving gifts.
Wait. Okay. I got your top two correct, right?
You did.
Damn. I'm gonna say your lowest one. Wait, can I get a percentage or no?
10%.
I think it's also acts of service.
Okay.
All right, Naya.
Yeah,
Can we get a percentage?
Yeah, can we get a percentage, please?
10%.
10%.
We are on the
Okay.
same boat.
What were your top two again? I have really bad memory.
Quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, which leaves two. So
This is a 50% chance right here. Okay.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna say receiving gifts.
And we'll say the same thing. Receiving
Yeah,
gifts.
it's 100% receiving gifts. That's what I'm guessing. She's not the
Damn.
biggest on like receiving gifts. I know because I get her gifts all the time, and
Do
I
you like
mean, like
giving gifts?
it's not. Oh, I love giving gifts. Giving
yes,
gifts
she
is like
loves giving
Same.
gifts. Same. Yeah. That's why people who give gifts usually aren't the biggest on like receiving gifts. All right, MJ.
I don't agree with mine, but mine's 10% too.
Mm,
Damn, we're
everybody's
all in the same
all
boat.
3 of you guys are at 10%. All right, cool.
But I don't agree with it. So
Wait, MJ, what
But-
were your top two is physical touch and quality time, right?
yeah,
I think going off of those two, I think your lowest one is words of affirmation. Yeah, that's my guess.
solid guess. What about you, Carla?
See, that's what I was thinking. But I still want to stand by what I said earlier in that sometimes I feel as though, but I don't know, you're a pretty confident dude too. So like,
Am I?
hmm,
That's why
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
saying
that's
words
what
of
I'm saying.
affirmation.
but that's another thing is like sometimes confident dudes aren't actually confident.
Am I just
You know what? You know what?
faking it?
I'm gonna go receiving gifts. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna go. Yeah, no. I'm gonna do receiving gifts.
Good guess. It just leaves you, mi amor.
Hi. I'm gonna say acts of service.
We all said different ones.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That means
that
one
means
of you.
one of us is
You're
gonna be a
right.
winner, and the other two are just gonna have to go home crying. You ready for mine?
I have no idea what Carla is.
Mine is at a whopping 7%.
Mm.
Do you agree with it?
Hmm?
Do you agree with it?
I
Like,
kind of do, which is
Ooh,
funny
okay.
because actually, no, I'm not gonna give you guys that hint because I feel like that's gonna give it away.
Yours is. I'm gonna go first. 7% gifts. Lock that in, Steve Harvey.
You said receiving gifts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, receiving gifts makes sense.
Don't copy.
So here's my thing. I would have said receiving gifts, but because I know you, I'm gonna say that your lowest one is physical touch.
Interesting.
So crazy enough, you know how you guys' lowest one was 7%. My second lowest one is, or you know how most of you guys' lowest one is 10%. My second lowest one is 10%. So my top three are like very up there, and then my
Up there.
bottom
yeah.
two are just like
Oh, so you're like very
Yeah.
like divided. Like you're not really
So my-
scattered.
yeah. So my first, I actually yeah. So my first three are much even, ish. But my bottom two are like pretty much non-existent. So I kind of technically have two. So I guess you guys can have a second guess.
Well, then your bottom two is physical touch and receiving gifts. Or that's what I think.
I'm gonna go with what Nine said because she's your fiance.
What about you, MJ? What do you think?
I'm sorry. It logged me out. Like my
What do you
Wi-Fi
think?
kicked me out.
What do you think my bottom two are?
Your bottom two. I would say receiving gifts, and based off what Naya said, physical touch.
Okay. All right, we'll start with Julie.
Okay. My bottom one is receiving gifts. Yeah. I mean, like,
Let's
I
go.
like it. Nice, right, guys? I like it, but I don't know how to react, and I feel like I'm underreacting. And I
It's
feel
like
kind of
you don't expect to receive gifts, but
yeah.
like yeah.
And don't get me wrong, MJ. I love when you get me gifts. I love the thought that you put behind the gifts, like the Christmas gifts. I really love them. But I was like, oh my god, like I just feels like really like I owe you something in return, kind of thing, you know?
And I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's that. Naya?
You guys were all right. It was receiving gifts at 10%. Like the kind of
Ooh.
like I was kind of like Julie, like, or well, like I love giving gifts. It's like my thing, but I don't ever expect anyone to give me gifts. It's not that I don't appreciate it. Like I love it when people give me gifts, but I'm not expecting gifts all the time. You know?
Hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean.
All right. MJ?
So my lowest is also receiving gifts.
Oh my god.
But I don't agree with it. I love gifts. So I don't know why it's so low. But if I were to switch it, it would be acts of service. Not because like it's just because like I don't
I
really
basically got it right if you think about it.
yeah, if you think about it, yeah.
All right. So my bottom one is going to be at 7%. Funny enough, I feel the thing I was going to tell you guys earlier was I think that this like 3 years ago would have been my number one, but now it's my bottom one. It's physical touch.
Boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
Yeah.
I knew it. I freaking
physical
knew it.
touch. Yeah, and I think Naya knows this too because yeah, I think towards because at the beginning of a relationship, I feel like it was physical touch that was number one. And
Physical
then,
touch was my number one at the beginning of our relationship.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it slowly like started becoming less important to me. Um and my number two at 10%, like the rest of you guys, is receiving gifts.
Mm.
All right. So now we know a little bit more about each other.
We're just all super humble people. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
All right, whatever. That was the biggest
I
cap
like
I've ever
how
heard in my entire life.
one of the questions described a scenario that me and MJ were in the other day. So we got to my house after hanging out, and one of the questions were like, oh, like you don't like when they use their phone when it's only you two. And I hate when MJ does that because he will like get into this zone where he's just scrolling through reels.
Oh my
Wait,
god. Oh
he's
my
froze.
god.
I wish we could like frame it
I
on
wish
MJ right now.
He's just frozen. He's like this.
I need to screenshot this, bro.
We'll make this the thumbnail.
I'll just continue my story. So he can't interrupt me, but he was on his phone scrolling through reels and whatever and blasting it too. And I was just like sitting there next to him. And I'm not on my phone at all because I love quality time. Like it's literally 40% for me. Like I love where it's just us two, no distractions, and he's just there on his phone. And I'm just like, damn. And then after like 10 minutes, he finally gets off his phone and he's like, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, all right.
That was I saw that question too. That was like such a big thing at the beginning of me and Carlo's relationship. Like he'd be on his phone and I'm trying to talk to him, but he's just on his phone and he's like laser focused on his phone and I'm like,
But now it's
talk
the
to
other way
me.
around. Now it's the other way
Not
around.
no, not all the time. You
Yes, it
literally
is.
pointed
What
it
do you
out the other
mean?
day. It was just one time the other day.
No, it's not. It's all the time now.
It's not all the time.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, I'm
OMG.
gonna stop there. I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah, you better.
Wow.
You better. You
Damn.
better.
Somebody they're harboring over there, Julie. I'm not
You
gonna
shut up.
lie. My thing completely cut out again. So
Yeah,
when I came
we saw.
back, you two were just arguing. So what did you say?
So you didn't hear what I said about you?
Mm-mm.
Bam just proves her story even more.
It's not even my fault. It cut me out. Everybody was frozen.
Okay, I
Clicking.
basically said that there was a time, literally the other day, when we were at my house and we got home from hanging out, and you just sat there on your phone scrolling through reels, and I was there laying on the couch, waiting for you to finish so we can hang out again. And then 10 minutes later, you get up and say, all right, so what are we gonna do? And I'm just like, oh, okay, now you want to pay attention to me. Like, damn.
Okay. I can explain myself. I think you were talking to your mom in
I
Spanish.
wasn't.
No, when we first came home. Your
Well,
mom in
obviously,
Spanish
I have to
said
say
that.
hi to her. I
Well,
have to
Oh
yeah,
say
no, both
hola.
couples are fighting now.
I
You're
understand that.
so ridiculous.
I understand you had to talk to your mom. I even was talking to her. And then you got up to your room. Or you went to your room. I was like, oh, I don't think I should follow her because your mom's there.
I
So I
went
just
to go
sat.
get my blanket so we could sit on the couch together.
Oh,
Oh,
MJ.
And so I saw
MJ.
you there sitting on
canceled.
your phone. And so I just wrapped myself in my blanket and just laid on the other couch opposite side of you so you could see me. And you didn't see me.
MJ.
Y'all, I messed up right there.
MJ canceled for real this time.
MJ.
I don't know. I know it's like such a little thing and I'm like bickering, I know, but like I really do value quality time a lot.
Yeah. It's such an important thing for
Yeah,
me
MJ.
personally, for Julie personally.
Was it really 10 minutes? I'm sorry. That was on me. I'm not gonna argue, but that was on me.
You know, the thing I noticed about your family, like not to call them out, but like not really your mom, but like more so like your dad and your brother, you guys will all just get like super laser focused sucked into your phone. Like your attention span is 0.
Well, yeah,
And like,
okay. I need to back them up for a little bit. It's a tennis
okay,
family thing because
is it?
so it'd be we were talking about how we were talking about in a previous podcast how like when you're in a family where there are athletes or one athlete in there and everybody is on completely different schedules, sometimes it like for my family in general, and Naya knows this, the three of us will just do our own thing and we'll all just be like, we could be in the same room, we could all be in separate rooms, but we'll all be just like on our phones or on something, you know what I mean? Because we're all on just different time, and so like our brains are on different time, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I think that's kind of what we resort to.
Yeah, because my dad, when he's on his phone, he's either like responding to messages or he's like reserving courts and stuff like the next couple weeks. When AJ's on his phone, it's because he's always on Snapchat, stuff like that. When I'm on my phone, when I'm with you at least, I'm just like on Reels or checking people's stories.
I think this is a great place to transition into, like, what do we all think or like respond to about our top um love language according to the tests? Like, kind of like how Julie, wait, what was your top one, Julie? Your top one was
Quality time.
quality time. Yeah, so like basically kind of how she expressed how she feels about quality time. How do we all react to our own, top love language?
I agree with mine. Physical touch. I think it's because my family's really touchy, so I got that too. So yeah, I don't know. I just love giving hugs, getting hugged, tickling, all that stuff.
But you didn't kiss your family as a kid.
Yeah, that says a
I,
lot.
I would kiss them like on the forehead or like something like that. I would do a lot of hugs when I was younger. I remember that, but I would never kiss them on the cheek. I mean, on the lips, because I thought that was like girlfriend boyfriend type stuff, or like yeah.
Yeah. But how does that play into like our relationship, like physical touch, like to you personally? Like I know like family love, but like relationship love. Like let's get into the
Oh,
nitty gritty. Let's get into the nitty
okay,
gritty.
okay. Like if I'm like going through something, like remember when I lost my match and you like came up and hugged me? That really helped me like feel better.
Aw, even though you were all sweaty, I was like, hey.
That's so cute.
I was trying to push you off because I was sweaty.
Dude, same. Oh my god, I hate it when Naya hugs me and I'm sweaty.
Exactly. Because I feel
I
bad.
don't understand. Like,
Me neither. Like I love it.
I just feel bad when you hug me because like I'm really, really sweaty and I stink. And I know I stink, and you're like, "Oh, you smell good." That's when I
'Cause you
know you're capping, especially after
MJ,
a match. I know because that was a half-hour match in the sun and like 5+ degrees. I was
dude,
running.
there's never been a single moment in our relationship, and even before knowing you, that you've smelled bad.
That's cap. Because there's some days I would forget to put on deodorant, and some of those days you're like, "Oh, you smell good." So I was like,
No, I gotta back Julie up on this. Tennis players are, or just athletes, most athletes in general, are pretty self-conscious about their smell because in the car rides going home, their
"Yeah,
mom
that's
or their
probably
dad is
one."
constantly like, "Oh, you
Mhm.
smell like sweat."
Or my like after a long day of practice, I would sit down and like in front of the table or something and just like like unwind. Like I'll just sit down, start like texting or something, and then my mom and my dad are like, "MJ, can you please go upstairs and do something about your feet? It smells in here." And I'm like, "I just sat down. Can I get just 3 minutes?" And
Damn.
they're like, "It stinks. I'm getting it smells." And I'm like, "Bruh." So I'll just go upstairs and like just hang out. So
I ain't gonna lie, I suffer from stinky feet too. That's why I wear slippers all the time.
nah, I don't think my slippers are strong enough.
But anyway, we're sidetracking. So physical touch in your relationship, in our relationship.
We have a relationship.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
One too many
Dude,
times, MJ. One too many
you
times.
you already
I
you already messed
I,
up by the whole blanket thing, all right? And being on your phone. You can't do that
And the
anymore.
whole 12-year-old thing.
and the what?
Nothing.
Oh, it just clicked. But the physical touch thing. What do you mean? Like, do you want me to like do it
All right,
more?
we'll let it cook for
I
for
don't
him.
know what you're asking.
Yeah. So for Naya, like yours is words of affirmation. No, it's quality time. Right. Well, you and Julie are similar then. You guys have the same lowest one, the same highest one.
Wait,
That's
Naya, what's your number 2? Oh wait, it's words of affirmation, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
But that's just because of how long we've been together.
Okay, yeah.
Words
Yeah, I
and
feel
Yeah.
like
words
yeah.
and affirmation and acts of service are tied.
I feel like it like the love language thingy, it just really depends on what stage of the relationship you're in.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you guys
For-
are like really living together and um you guys are like, you know, and me and
when
MJ are
you
like just
they're
starting.
engaged.
when
Yeah.
you live together, physical touch starts to go down because it's not because you get too much of it, but it's more so just because you start to crave your own space a lot more.
Oh.
Yeah.
All the time. Not all the time, but like no, hey. Not all the time, not all the time.
Wow.
You enjoy your personal
No,
space.
no,
You
no, it's
enjoy your
cool. It's
personal.
cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Hey,
You
hey,
can
Yeah,
hey.
walk to your
I'm here
doctor's
for you.
appointments tomorrow.
I'm here for you, Carlo. I'm here for you.
Carlo, isn't your physical touch way down at 10%?
No,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
7%.
That's what I'm saying. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
At
But like,
10.
damn, you just don't want to be around me at all. Damn. All right, cool. Whatever. That's fine.
That's not what I'm
Damn.
saying, dog.
But anyway,
Jeez.
Naya, how does
Anyways,
that play
yeah,
into your relationship?
quality time.
Quality time, yes.
I just like the whole like let's get off of our phones when we're like eating or we're like doing something together or like let's just make like actively plan out like going on a date because even though we do live with one another, it's like we come home from a long day of work and we're in our own like corners, kind of just winding down before we spend time with each other because it's if we're both stressed out and we spend time with each other, that's not it typically leads to a negative like conversation. um but like when we're not working, like actively plan out what we're going to do, how we're going to spend our time together, like what kind of conversations are we going to have, what can we learn more about each other, you know? Like I really appreciate that quality time with one another even though we live together. Like I don't know if that makes sense, right? Like if like how you live with your family, right? All your life, but there are some days where like you guys go out as a family, like you guys actively go out as a family, and you like get lunch together or you would just spend the day together, right? It's like that because you live with them, you see them every day, you get sick and tired of them, right? But the same time at the same time, there are certain days where you go out with them and you just really love that feeling of just spending time with them, right? So that's how I feel about like our relationship.
You know what? Now that you brought up family, I wonder how it came to be that we got the results that we got. Like, I wonder like what it took to like it was it like relationship, past relationship. Oh, Carlo has his hands up.
So my number one is words of affirmation, and the reason why is because I never got it as a kid. Ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're diving deep.
Yeah.
We're going.
And to this day, and I call my parents out on it too. Like they'll say something about Naya, they'll be like, "Oh, Naya looks so good," or like Naya this or Naya that, or Cami this or Cami that, and I'll be like, "What about me?" And they're like, "Yes, you too, Carlo." And I'm like, "All right, fine, whatever."
Yeah.
No, but yeah, my family just isn't very good with words. Um, yeah, they're not very good with words, and so like they that was a part that was a type of love that I did not get growing up, and so as an adult I have searched for it. Yeah.
It kind of clicked as you were talking right now. It kind of makes sense, like why I got quality time. Um, so in my family, the way I was punished was silent treatments. It was just long, extensive periods of just silent treatments. And it was so painful. Like it would go on for years. And I feel like that's why I really like actively seek it, like you said, like in relationships, because it's something I didn't have growing up. And it's all making sense right now. It's all connecting. I answered my own question. What about you, Naya?
But I think at the same time, like I definitely think that if you weren't given that type of love growing up, it's going to be something you crave. But I think at the same time, like on the opposite side, if you were given that growing up and you like really appreciated that growing up, you're going to continue maintaining that love language in your life.
Like MJ, like MJ, like how
Oh yeah, yeah.
like how he received physical touch growing up, and now he still likes that.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So there's like two ways to look at it.
Yeah.
Like for me, like when like how I was saying about the family thing, um like both my mom and my dad, like we always like for me and my dad, every Sunday we'd make time to like go see a movie, go like surfing, go do some sort of activity, just the two of us, or like with family, and we'd make that time. Or like my mom would be like spontaneously, let's go like go to a fancy restaurant tonight. Let's do that as a family, right? So then that, tagged along with me, and now quality time is like one of my biggest things. Whereas like earlier in our relationship, um earlier in me and Carla's relationship, it was physical touch. Well, A, because we weren't living together, but another thing was like I wasn't, like my parents always told me to hug my family and stuff, but like it was one of those things where I wasn't necessarily given that physical love growing up as much. But now that we live with each other, kind of thing, I've made quality time my first love language because that was something that was brought upon with me, in a positive aspect.
Yeah. In a similar vein, my second one, acts of service. I think I know where that stems from. It stems from like growing up, my dad cooked every single day. My mom would prepare the food for me. And my dad would always wash all my clothes. Right. And so essentially, my job was to come home, do my homework, go to practice, live my life as a kid, and everything else was essentially taken care of because they really wanted me to focus on just school and tennis. Right. And so like acts of service is another big thing now where like if Naya makes me food, oh my God, I'm thankful for it. If she makes the bed without me asking her to, that makes me so happy. If she cleans without me asking her to, that makes me so happy. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? That it's because growing up, I got that a lot. It's not because I'm lazy. It's because growing up, I got that a lot.
I think
Just had to clarify.
yeah, guys. We're clearing up the canceling allegations. But I think with a lot of these love languages, it's more of like how spontaneous it is and how you don't have to ask for these sort of things. And they're just sort of things that like the real meaning behind it is like how spontaneous it is, basically, like how random but very thought out it is. MJ, what are you doing? Also, like, what are your thoughts? Like, talk about your top. Has it marinated?
Oh, yeah. So, it has marinated, and it's kind of what you guys were saying. I think physical touch is my number one because when I got a lot of that from not only my parents, my grandparents, a lot of my friends too. They always like would hug me, like
Why
dap
you
me
sound
up, or
disgusted by that?
no, it's just like I'm thinking about it now. Like in high school, like remember, a lot of my friends were really touchy with me. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I remember.
were you there? You were there. um, yeah, I think.
Oh, he's doing the thing again.
Oh, it's that time of the recording again.
Yay! MJ
Woohoo!
lagging.
We let it cook for too long.
It's overcooking right now. The circuit is
Oh,
oh, he's back. He's
Okay,
he's
I'm
back.
back.
back. Okay, what? Where did I leave off of before I got cut off?
Your friends hugging you.
Yeah, they just all hugged me a lot, or they would dap me up. Sometimes they would carry me. That was really fun. No, I enjoyed all that. So I think that's why it's my number one. Because deep down, I think it's because I feel safe. So like when you hug me, for example, I feel safe, and when we kiss, I
Me?
feel happy. Yes, you. And I think my number two, I got number two for quality touch because
Quality
like
time.
that's what I said.
Okay.
Did I not say quality time?
You said
It's recorded. We could literally go back and check.
I,
You said
yeah, I
quality
said quality
time.
time. I said quality time.
You said quality touch.
quality touch.
Ooh, that's weird. But
Anyway,
I
continue.
meant quality time, I guess, but quality time because I don't really have as much time to do other things. Like during school, it would be I would go to school, go home for about like an hour and a half, then go to practice. Some days I would even go home till after practice. So that's why when I do get time to like hang out with you, take you out on dates and stuff and like that, I really enjoyed it because it's like I know every minute, every second counts, which is why I don't know why I'm on my phone.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, I feel like Carlos said, it's kind of like an athlete thing, like you're in your own world sometimes. Like I get that. But yeah, I mean, like,
Doesn't make it any less irritating. I understand.
yeah,
that.
like,
It's just a justification for it. It doesn't make it any less irritating.
yeah, like failure to listen when I'm talking, like not to be authoritative, but like when I'm ignored and I'm like talking, it just hurts on another level. And yeah, like any distractions or like
That's because of the silent treatment, right? When you were younger, or
Mm, I
yeah,
see.
like even right now, I'm still dealing with that with my
Yo,
sibling.
in the same way, when I ask someone to do something and they don't do it, it conflicts with my acts of service love language, where it's like, hey, if I ask you to do something and you say yes, I can do that, or yes, I will do that, and you don't do it, it like makes me like, I'm like, oh, what the heck? Do they not care enough? Right? Like when I
Mm.
ask Naya, like, can you please clean the bed, or like, can you do small stuff? It's never anything too big, but it's like, can you please do this, or can you please do this? And then they forget. Like, it very much irritates me. In the same vein, when I forget to do something that someone else asked me to do, I get very, very apologetic about it. Like just earlier, Naya asked me to grab her a popsicle from the fridge, and I forgot to. And I came into the room without it, and she was like, "Oh," and then it clicked in my head the second she said, "Oh," and she stood up to go grab it, and I literally pushed her. I was like, "No," and I ran and grabbed it.
Legit, he jumped out of his seat because he was I didn't expect him to like fully like, or I didn't expect him to, because I know he was grabbing a bunch of other things, or like to remember to grab it as well. But it's I was like, I can go get it. It's okay, no worries. You just sit down. It's okay. Don't worry. But then he jumped out of his seat and he went and grabbed it.
I was like,
It
"No,
was
no,
like,
no, no! I'm gonna get it."
no.
Yeah,
I kind of
essentially.
feel that with every time. I know it's like, mannerism, but like every time like Carlos said a bit earlier, I feel like I'm an independent girl, independent woman, okay? And so every time I try to open my car door, to get in, Andre literally freaking shoves me and says no, and then opens it for me. And the same thing applies when I'm going out, like going out of the car. I will literally like be out of the car, my feet on the ground. I'm about to close the door. He will open it, push me back, kick my feet in, close it, and then restart. And he says, "There we go." And I'm just like, you know what? It's the thought that counts.
You know what? You know what's so funny? I've asked Carlo to do that before. He still hasn't done it. Not once.
Wow.
Oh no, actually you've done it a couple of times, but not like it's only been like a few times. But you know what you have done at like getting better at? Just like holding open doors for me. Because before, like, you used to just open the door and then it'd start closing, and I'm like walking and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta open the
No.
door.
No.
But it's okay, it's okay. I'm not like pressuring. I just wanted to
pressuring.
say it.
I'm pressuring right
MJ,
now.
what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
No, no, Carlo, put it.
MJ, what do you think about that? Like yeah.
I think
Oh,
he's doing
is
this
he
thing
frozen?
again.
Bro, I thought he was listening the entire time, but he's frozen.
It's because for those of you that can't see, he's literally in a thinker pose. He's like this.
He's like, oh. Bro, we had zero idea that you were frozen. We had zero idea that you were frozen.
He
Because
still
you were
can't hear us yet.
Oh, hello, MJ.
Okay.
MJ.
Yes.
We had zero idea that you were frozen because you got frozen like this.
I was about to like say something, and then I realized you guys were frozen. I was like, damn, I'm frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen in like a thinker's position, so we thought you were listening to us, and I was like, MJ, what do you think? What do you think? But you weren't answering.
My bad. Okay, so what I was gonna say was when I think Carla just walks through the door, because like as an athlete, you just have to go. You have to get there.
As an athlete,
As an athlete, yeah.
That's all
Okay,
I'm
okay.
hearing. That's
right,
all
all
I'm
right.
hearing.
It's not just
Excuses.
it's not justified. I'm just saying that's what he's thinking probably.
Yeah, we're not saying that it's any less irritating. It's just that as an athlete,
Uh-huh.
As an
Uh-huh.
can I finish my sentence, please? Can I finish? I don't interrupt you when you talk. As an athlete, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Ayo. We were gonna let you finish it. You can go ahead and finish it.
As an athlete, a lot of times you're just constantly thinking about the exact next thing that you got to do, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, so you're never like, you're not thinking sometimes, and you just got to go, especially as a tennis player. Because if you don't, for those of you who don't know, as a tennis player, you have to make a decision about what you're going to do and what your body is going to do within milliseconds. And so outside of the court, that translates, and you're just constantly like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Which is why me and MJ are constantly like on the schedule, need to know what time we're doing things, yada, yada, yada. So sometimes we can do things that may come across like we don't care about someone else or we're not thinking about someone else, when in reality, it's just like, okay, gotta go do this.
Or like I'll
So
just
so oh sorry. Go ahead.
I
God
was
damn,
gonna
y'all
s-
just like interrupting people. Damn.
it is Zoom though, so it's hard to like know. But what I was gonna say was that like usually I'll just be thinking like what time it is when I have to be somewhere. Like I'm just like scheduling out my day for the next couple of days, which is why like sometimes it seems like I'm not listening, or I'm just on my phone, but I'm really just like checking out my schedule.
Oh, is going through Reels checking out your schedule? I didn't know that.
It is, yeah, because like
Damn.
before I went on
Damn.
Reels, I was checking my schedule.
Mm.
Damn, she throwing some shade. So
No,
so Julie,
I get it.
so-
I get it.
so Julie, as an athlete, as an athlete,
As an athlete myself. No,
we
because
love
like
you
the thing
guys.
is,
And oh,
I've
go
been
ahead.
an athlete. Sorry, I've been an athlete before. Like I was in like club soccer. Like I kind of see what you're saying, but like kind of not.
The
I
soccer's
just,
individual sport, like a team sport.
huh?
Soccer's like a team sport. Tennis is not a team.
I never said.
MJ, you're digging a hole.
I know. I
Yeah,
thought
wait. Why are you trying to argue with me? I never said
I'm not
anything.
arguing. I'm not arguing.
Mm.
I'm just saying that like, soccer and tennis are very different.
Oh, so they're different now.
They're not the same.
Oh, okay. But are you saying like tennis is more like excusable to be on your phone with me?
No, I'm not saying
Mm.
that.
Dude, you're like
It
6 feet under at this point.
It is never acceptable to be on my phone when I'm with you.
That's the right answer, MJ. Good job. You passed.
You're lucky you don't live together because you'd be sleeping in the couch at this point.
Yeah,
I'd be sleeping in the car actually, because like
I'm not that mean.
Oh,
I would
even
feel.
digging even deeper of a hole.
No, it's not on her. It's on me.
Uh,
I feel like the appropriate punishment for me. Anyway,
Well, that was a deep dive. I think we hit the
Everyone got
bottom of
themselves
that.
into little holes. That's okay.
We all had a little couples quarrels going on here.
But all in all, everyone loves each other. No shade to any athletes out there who are in committed relationships. We understand as an athlete.
As an athlete, we should
No
make that
shade.
some merchandise. As an athlete.
But as a way to before we segue into the end of this podcast, we wanted to go ahead and let you know one special announcement. This week, what do we say? This week, we'll say Saturday. This
That's
week,
so
Saturday.
far.
Okay. This week, Wednesday.
Yeah.
This week, Wednesday, along with another episode, we will be dropping a exclusive limited edition For You Froggy hoodie in celebration of
And socks,
Naya's
and
birthday.
socks, and
And
socks.
socks.
And
And
socks.
socks.
And socks.
In
Don't
celebration.
forget the socks.
In celebration of Naya's birthday. So don't forget to that in your calendar. Wednesday, we will be dropping those. Again, only going to be around for a limited time. So if you want to pick yourself one up, just be ready for it.
The frogs and the designs were all designed by me. So like you should when it drops, you should get yourself a For You Froggy hoodie and socks. Don't forget the socks. The socks are very important. Get it Wednesday. It might be a little bit past my birthday, but it's totally fine. Get it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great way to segue into the closing of the episode. Did you guys want to leave any final notes for the audience?
Let's see. Naya doesn't want to make friends. Carlo is a victim. MJ is the one looking for victims.
Likes children.
Thank you. We all have very insightful things to say about
Hey,
love
what's your thing
relationships.
though?
What's your thing? What,
You can't just not say anything about yourself.
what's your thing? What's your thing?
I could say something.
What's your thing, Julie?
Oh,
Julie,
what
what's your
would
thing?
you say, MJ? What would you say, MJ?
Oh,
But
he doesn't want to sit on the
not-
couch.
Julie, what is your thing?
I don't know. What is my thing? Getting lied to online to accidentally date a 12-year-old.
Dating.
Oh,
I was 14, but
oh,
don't take that out of context, please. Please.
oh.
Should we drop another important detail of that relationship or no?
No,
No.
No?
I think we can
I
close
think
it
we're
out
good
here,
there.
guys.
I think let's close it out there. Yeah.
should.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's basically everyone, all you guys out there, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you don't already know, we are posting twice a week. Sorry about last week's schedule. Things got a little bit messed up with my birthday. I know everything's all about me all the time. Sorry guys. My bad. But yeah, we are posting twice a week. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode and let us know what you want to hear next in the comments next week, or not next week. Wednesday's episode is actually going to be all about MJ, so stay tuned. Be sure to like and subscribe and get your For You apparel in the link below. And tune in on Wednesdays and Sundays for our latest content. And remember, we do it for you. Bye, guys.